Greetings, Professor McKee here with another quick Excel tip your finance professor wishes you knew. In this video, we will learn how to use the present value function in Excel to find the price for a bond. In any intro finance class, you will have a unit on bonds, and we professors will always have questions where we give you 4 of the bond's characteristics and ask you to find the missing one. If you want to ace those questions, this video is for you. I have prepared a standard bond question that asks to find the price of the bond. Now, to get started for any bond question, it's best to convert the verbal description of the bond's characteristics into our required variables. So this bond is a 15-year bond with annual coupon payments. Therefore, we have 15 periods, 1 per year. Our bond's yield to maturity is 6%. Therefore, I'm going to enter 0.06. When working with Excel, we want to use the decimals, even though it will display it as a percentage. Our bond's present value is the price. That's what we want to find, so we're going to leave that blank. Our payment is the coupon payment per period. We have annual coupon payments of 45 per year, so it's going to be 45. And the face value or par value of the bond is equal to our future value. And like pretty much every bond you're ever going to see, especially in an intro class, our bond's face value is 1,000. Now, I'm going to change the payment and the future value to be negative numbers. The reason I'm doing this is because the Excel function requires that we use correct signs for payment, present value, and future value. Obviously, we don't care about present value right now, but payment and future value do matter. And we need to solve it from someone's perspective, either the company's perspective or the person purchasing the bond. I'm going to choose to do it from the company's perspective. And from the company's perspective, the coupon payments and the face value are cash flows being paid out. They are therefore expenses and negative cash flows for the company. This is necessary because the Excel function assumes we are doing this from somebody's perspective, either the issuer or the purchaser, and it simply will not work if we put in values for payment, present value, or future value with incorrect signs. If we're lucky, we get an error message, or if we're unlucky, we get a wrong number, and then we don't realize something is wrong. All right, so we're going to go to the cell next to present value. It equals present value. And Excel will now helpfully display the parameters we can enter into the present value function. Our first parameter is rate, stands for interest rate, or in the case of a bond, our yield to maturity. Put in 0.06. Make sure it is a decimal, not a percentage. Next parameter is NPER, stands for number of periods. Our number of periods was 15. Next one is payment, stands for our payments, our coupon payments. Our coupon payment was 45 per year. Make sure we put in negative 45 because we're doing this from the perspective of the company. And future value is our last parameter. The closed brackets indicate we have a default value here. If we don't enter anything, Excel will use that default value instead of whatever we could have entered. Excel's default value is 0, but our actual value here is, of course, not 0. It's the face value of 1,000, so we need to put something in. Put in negative 1,000. The default value for type can be left alone. That'll be fine if we leave it as the default. Press enter, and we get a price. It's going to be $854.32 is this bond's current price as well as the current present value. So congrats, we now know, thanks to this function, what the bond's price is. If we want to be a little fancier, use better Excel practices, and most importantly, be able to reuse this sheet for any future bond price questions, and you will surely get more than just one in your class, we can use cell references. So instead of me typing in each individual value, I can clear these, and I can tell Excel which cell it should reference when it is running this function. So for interest rate, instead of me typing in 0.06, I can say, well, in B7, we entered our interest rate. of 0.06. So if I type in B7, Excel will take the interest rate from whatever value we put in to B7. I can also click. So number of payments was on B6. Coupon payment was B9. And future value was B10. And as you can see, I get the exact same 854 for my price when I use these cell references. And now, if I were to change any of the parameters of this bond or have a completely different bond question, all I need to do is just change what I put in for the values in number of periods, interest rate, payment, and or future value, and I will immediately update my present value. So for instance, let's change our number of periods. Instead of 15, let's say we have a 30-year bond. I can just say 30 instead of 15, and my price automatically updates. And so if we have this file saved, you can just plug in the new values when you see a new bond question that's asking for what is the price. All right, so with this single function, you can now find the price for any bond question your professor might throw at you. If you found this video helpful, please comment, like, and or subscribe so other students can find this too. Happy studying.